friends, I'm Heather. Welcome back to Belle's Library. Today I'm just going to talk through a few recent reads I've had. So I decided that I'm going to mix it up and not do wrap-ups for a little bit at least. I'm just going to do some recent reads because I've been doing a lot of different vlog type content, so I am already talking about a lot of the books I'm reading in that format, and then to do a wrap-up I'm just kind of like repeating myself, and I don't want to like overwhelm you with the same books over and over again. And so this recent reads is just going to be books that didn't go into vlogs that I read that I'm going to be talking to you guys about. And then quarterly we will have a kind of wrap-up video where I'll talk about some of my favorites and least favorites from the quarter, and we'll also include stats for the few months that were part of the quarter. So be looking forward to that here soon, but for now we just have a few books that I read. I think I read all of these in July, but they just didn't go into videos, and so we're going to chat about them. Before we do start chatting about them though, go ahead and subscribe if you are new here, and also I have my Instagram and Goodreads down below, so lots of options for us to chat books. I would love to have you guys come and join me on all of those. So let's go ahead and jump into these three books here. So let's go ahead and start with Hungry Hearts, and this is actually an anthology. It is 13 Tales of Food and Love. So we've got a bunch of different authors in here, and it basically is a collection of stories that all take place on Hungry Heart Row. Basically a whole bunch of different restaurants are on this like street and town, and we are getting stories from a bunch of different restaurants and kind of their families or whoever is kind of running these different restaurants. And overall it's a very like cozy, fun little book. I did give it a 3-star, so I feel like it was pretty good. I went ahead and like rated each of them and then just kind of averaged it out, and I feel like there were quite a few that I was just kind of like, all right, that was cute. There were a few that definitely stood out. So we do have a map of the town and all of the restaurants and such. I think one of my favorite ones out of this was the Grand Ishq Adventure, and that was by Sandhya Menon. I thought that one was super cute. It was like this girl, and she ran like a little article tabloid. People could like write in and ask her a question. She'd answer them. And so for like one of her subscribers, she answered them and said, you should do the Grand Ishq Adventure. And basically you go to 3 different restaurants that you haven't tried their cuisine and it's totally out of your comfort zone, and you're gonna go there by yourself and take yourself on 3 dates. And it was just like super cute the way that it all kind of came together. The Slender one was kind of interesting. That one was by Carolyn Tung Richmond. Hearts a la carte, that one ended and I was just like, like, it ended in a very surprising way, and I was just like, I don't know if I'm okay with this. But it definitely, like, it had a little wow factor, so if you like a little wow factor at the end, you're like, what? So, I mean, overall, there were definitely some really cute stories in here. It was a fun little anthology to read, and I enjoyed it. So, yeah, this one's a 3-star for me. So then I have John Green's book, Paper Towns, and in this one, we are following Q and Margot, and Margot really likes kind of mysteries, and one night she kind of drags Q out and takes him on this adventure around town in the middle of the night, and then the next day she doesn't show up to school, and he's like, what's going on? And he starts finding all these clues that she left him that are going to lead to where she went missing to, basically. And he's kind of finding out a little bit more about Margot and the way that maybe she really is compared to what she kind of shows the world. And it was okay. It was a fun little adventure. I feel like I'm not really the target audience for this one. It is a YA contemporary that just like, it's just not meant for me. And so for me, it was like 3-star. I was like, okay, cool. These characters are fine. Like, I don't know, I just kind of like, I stopped caring at a certain point what, like, about them even finding Margot, and I just found her to just be kind of annoying that she decided to just go missing and make everybody, like, go after her and leave all these clues, and then the ending, I was just like, but really, like, that's probably what we did. I don't know. I don't know. It just didn't fully hit me in any way. Like, it just kind of was like, I'm listening to this, I'm going through it, it's whatever. Cool. That's kind of how I felt about it. So I honestly, like, I finished this maybe like 4 or 5 days ago. I don't really remember much, so that's how, it's just kind of forgettable. It's just, there's nothing wrong or really bad about it that I remember, but there's nothing that was just like super great either. It was just, it's a YA contemporary. Nothing extra to say there. So that's where that one's at. And then the last book that we will chit chat about real fast here is Kitchen Table Tarot. And this isn't like a fiction book. This is about tarot cards. So I participated in the tarot readathon and really had fun with it. But I also read, I'm gonna take my bookmark out of there. So in this one, we have kind of, the beginning is talking a lot about like her as the author, her journey a little bit with tarot and just kind of how to get started and how to take care of your tools and the ethics of reading and that kind of thing. So that's kind of how the beginning section is, and I read through all of that, and that takes you to page 53. And then at that point you have chapters for the major arcana and the minor arcana and breaking those down. And then I did not read the very end, which is professional tarot reading and when readings go weird. So I read a majority of this book, but basically the beginning I felt like really like she was kind of talking about how to get started and into tarot, but I did feel like the way she was talking about it was a little bit more about people reading for other people. For me, in my tarot practice and what I would like to learn about tarot is more of me just reading cards for myself and maybe just like kind of having fun with it. And maybe if I have a question or want some insights into something, I can just kind of go to my cards and just be like, well, let's see what's going on here. So for me, that was kind of like, it was good, but it wasn't my favorite part of the book. My favorite part of the book was really when she started talking about all of the different cards and their meanings, because I feel like she made it so relatable to real life. It wasn't just like, well, kind of this vague thing you can kind of just move around, but she'd be like, for me, this card, I feel like it fits into life in this way. And a lot of times if I'm talking to somebody about this card and it comes up, then, you know, it's affecting their life here or there, or these are some options of how this actually equates and looks. So I really enjoyed that. And also she would just kind of talk about, so she would talk about like, here's the threes. And so she'll just have like a little blurb about the threes first, and then go into the Three of Wands and the Three of Cups and that kind of thing. And she would talk about if they were inverted and what that kind of meant. And she would talk about the queens and the princes and just different stuff like that. So I just felt like she did a good job of making it relatable and easy to kind of understand how the tarot can work into everyday life. So yeah, there you go. Kitchen Table Tarot. I gave this one 4 stars. I definitely think it is a really good just beginner's guide to reading and talking tarot and just giving you some insights into that world. So here are the 3 books that we talked about today. We had Hungry Hearts, which is an anthology of food and love tales, and definitely enjoyed this one. It was 3 stars. And then we had Paper Towns by John Green. I also gave this one 3 stars. Kind of a fun YA contemporary. It was good. It was fine. And then we have Kitchen Table Tarot. So if you're new to tarot and you just want to learn a little bit more, I would definitely recommend checking this one out. It's by Melissa Sonova. I don't know if I said that, but yeah, very accessible tarot. So there it is, guys. If you guys made it this far in the video, I haven't done a little emoji fun. So maybe like, is there like a deck of cards or something? So I do know that there is a crystal ball. So we could put the crystal ball emoji down below. That would be a really fun one. So let's do that. And let me know what you guys been up to. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.